Hey, what's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media, coming at you audio only tonight, doing another team preview, trying to get as many as possible throughout the rest of the off season. I know we're running out of time, but we got about 2 months, a little less than that, actually. I know we're over a month. So within the next month, a month and a half or so, we're going to try to get as many as we can. That being said, we want to look at the Oklahoma Sooners tonight, who I think is a good program, but a team that is drastically taking steps back with new head coach Brent Venables. Before we actually get into the video, don't forget our call-in show Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And don't forget shows coming back very soon. I'm staying in touch with him. The Unprofessional Sports Show with myself and TikTok Chess Hall. And also this season, it'll look a little different than what I'm fixing to put up on the screen, but Tidal Wave Talk is coming soon for season 2 for the Alabama Crimson Tide here at Ballard Sports Media. I love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's get into the preview. So, you look at what the Sooners did last season, 6-7 with a bowl loss to Florida State, just barely made it. They got that win over Oklahoma State. That was good. Why that wasn't on rivalry weekend, I think it usually is beyond me. They actually played Texas Tech on rivalry weekend, which is head scratching, I guess you would say. But they took the loss to Texas Tech. They beat teams like Kansas, which they only won by 10 points, and it was a big shootout. They lost to Texas in a shutout. Texas is a good team. I'll give them that. Texas looked pretty good after the Alabama loss for a little while. It was kind of a roller coaster for them. Lost to Kansas State, who won the Big 12, made the Sugar Bowl, played Alabama. Lost to TCU, 55-24 on October 1st. I could go down the list. You got a rivalry game in Nebraska. They kind of renewed that for a home and home or something. So they beat Nebraska. They beat Kansas State at the beginning. They beat UTEP. Those are teams they're going to beat. But the downfall with Brent Venables, man, I mean, Lincoln Riley had it in a good position, but obviously they had a lot of guys to the transfer portal. Caleb Williams being one of the main guys. Mario Williams followed Lincoln Riley to USC. I would say that Oklahoma right now, as they get ready to go to the SEC, has a lot of work to do. They're not going to compete for SEC titles in the shape that they're in. They'll probably squeak by and get to some bowl games. They'll be mid-tier. I'm not going to, put them down completely, but I don't want to hype them up this year. I really don't. I expect them to, make major improvements, and I will give a at most prediction for them in 2023. But I will say this before I give a at most prediction. We do have to look at the schedule. I would say it's a ceiling, but it's going to be hard to reach. I'm not saying I expect that from them. I'm just saying that's what they could do at most if they really give it their best effort and put their best foot forward. So, some key players that they have, of course, Dillon Gabriel is their quarterback. Let me actually, I want to go to teams. Go to football, go to roster. I pulled up the wrong roster. Oh, you can't even view the roster. Actually, here it is. Sorry about that. So, I know they got Dillon Gabriel this year. He's going to be good. Dillon Gabriel. He's going to be the quarterback. They got Peyton Bowen, who is a freshman they recruited, going to be a defensive back. I don't know if he's going to play. Thing is, I'm not an expert on Oklahoma. If I'm being honest, I tried to put some research together for this video, and we found some guys. I haven't really heard anything this offseason from Brent Venables on what he likes. This isn't one of the teams I follow close enough to where I like listening on the press conferences and everything. But it does start with the offense with Dylan Gabriel, who's a redshirt senior. He was at UCF for a little while, transferred over last year. You got Reggie Grimes on the defensive line. You got Grayson Halton. You got Justin Harrington in the defense. And Kenyon Helms is a freshman tight end coming in. J.J. Hester is a wide receiver. I could go down the list. Oklahoma fans, let me know who you're excited to see on the roster. What I will say is I don't think there's talent like there was when Lincoln Riley was there. I think there is talent. I think it'll be good. And I think they bring enough back that it's going to be improvement. But the question is, by how much? That being said, let's go ahead and get into the schedule this season for 2023 Oklahoma. And again, I think they could be good, but we got to look at their schedule first, too. And what they did last year, I mean, to win their first 3 games, then lose 3 in a row to the tougher. I mean, as soon as they got to Big 12 play, they fell apart. Kansas State, TCU, Texas, lost to Baylor. Baylor struggled greatly, and they lost that game at home. West Virginia on the road, 23-20. They lost in overtime to Texas Tech. Now, I named teams that are going to have improvement, but come on, Oklahoma. For the brand of Oklahoma, they could have done better, my personal opinion. We look at this season, you're going to start with Arkansas State, SMU, at Tulsa. I almost said Tulane. I apologize. At Cincinnati, one of the new teams in the Big 12. Iowa State, of course, a neutral site game with Texas and the Red River rivalry. I like Texas for the Big 12 this year. You get a bye week. UCF, Gus Malzahn rolls in at Kansas State. At Kansas Jayhawks. At Oklahoma State, West Virginia, at BYU, and then TCU, the national runner-up of last season, which I expect to take major steps back this season in college football. I like Sonny Dykes. I think he's got potential, but probably going to take a step back. Probably not going to be anywhere near what he was last year where he made a national title, which was a blowout, by the way. So 6-7 last year with a bowl loss to Florida State. Can they make a bowl game again? Actually, I think they're definitely making a bowl game. And I think they're making definite improvements too. I'll honestly say this. I'll keep this one short tonight because it is getting late as I'm recording. But I'll say this, that I think that Oklahoma has a lot of work to do. You know, Texas and Oklahoma want to win a Big 12 title before they get out of the Big 12. Oklahoma's won a few. Texas has, I mean, I guess they did it a long time ago. It's been forever. But that's what these teams want to do. They want to win their conference. They want to make a statement. They want to leave on a good note. I just don't think Oklahoma's going to do that. I mean, I think they could. I would say the ceiling is 9-3 at most. I think the trap games that I kind of laid out here, you got to be careful on the road. I think they're all on the road. I mean, I could see trap games. I've labeled 3, but there could be more. BYU's had some killer teams late in the season. Who knows what they're going to look like? I don't know what to expect from BYU. I think they could be a good team. They've had some good teams. They are unique. So late in the season, be careful there. I didn't put this on there, but circle the Oklahoma State game, of course, on November 4th. Big rivalry game. That's in Stillwater at Oklahoma State. I don't think it's a trap. I don't even think it's a possible. I don't know. I don't know about Oklahoma State this year. They've had some good teams. They bring some guys back. Spencer Sanders is gone, though. I will say that. He's at Ole Miss. So uh, they got to figure out their quarterback situation. I just don't know what to make of Oklahoma State. Kansas, I can tell you this, is going to be a fun team to watch. They were very much improved last year. They're usually one of the worst Power 5 teams, but their improvement is amazing and incredible. Could they lose that game on the road? Here's the thing. You come off UCF after a bye week. You probably get UCF right there. You got to be careful, though. Back-to-back road games for anybody in college football is tricky, and it's really tricky in the Big 12. Kansas is good. Gonna be improved. So October 28th, you get Kansas on the road. At Oklahoma State, back-to-back road games. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I think Oklahoma would be better than those teams going into it, but just because you're the better team doesn't always win. I'm not picking a loss there. I mean, I might. I'll say I think they got a floor of 6-6 again. They're gonna make a bowl game again. I don't think they go below 500. I think a lot would have to fall off the wagon wheel for that to happen. Possible upsets: Texas, TCU. You probably be favored against everybody else. Honestly, the non-conference is pretty weak and in Oklahoma's favor. Arkansas State win, SMU win, Tulsa win. Cincinnati opens up your Big 12 conference play this year. That could be tricky, but I don't know what to make of Scott Satterfield. I was pretty lost with what to talk about when I talked about the Bearcats. Luke Fickell left. Uh, you have all those players still, but is Scott Satterfield a good coach? I don't think he's proven that. I don't think he was that great at Louisville. I mean, he had a couple good years, but wasn't enough. So there's Cincinnati, Iowa State, Texas. Texas, I like to win the Big 10, Big 12 anyway this year. So I don't think it sets up perfectly for Oklahoma. You know how I say sometimes it sets up so perfectly for them to have a good season. Actually, I'll say this: Oklahoma should be very much improved. They really should. It's just a matter of what we don't know. I'm gonna play it safe though, just in case they do surprise us. Would it be a shock if it's 9-3 at most? And I give you the 3 losses. I think they lose to BYU on the road. I really do. BYU could get them. Texas makes sense as a loss. TCU could get off to a really rocky start, losing everything they just lost to the NFL, being the national runner-up. Is there going to be pressure for them? I don't think there should be any pressure, but they probably figure some stuff out late in the year, and the Horned Frogs probably get the Sooners. I'm going to say they get them at Norman. Yeah. But Oklahoma should be okay. Honestly, I know I kind of came in here with the whole I don't know what to make of them, and I wasn't trying to say they're terrible. They got players. They got a quarterback in Dylan Gabriel. They got, guys like Kenny Walker, Tawee Walker on defense, Josiah Wagner. Wagoner. Um, so they got some guys. It's just not what it was under Lincoln Riley, and it's probably not going to get back to that. I don't see it. I don't see Brent Venables coming in and doing what Lincoln Riley did. Well, I mean, Lincoln Riley won the Big 12, what, at a time, 2 out of 3 years, something. I don't know, but Lincoln Riley jumped ship and said, I'm going to Southern Cal. See you later. And it left a big question mark and a hole for Oklahoma. They got to fill that void. They got Brent Venables. Did great at Clemson. He's going to have the defense. I don't know if I trust Brent Venables with an offense and a quarterback. I like Dylan Gabriel. He's good. I'll give him credit. But he's still unproven. So he's got a lot of work to do. I love you guys. I'm going to get out of here again. I'll be generous. Maybe I'm being too nice. I'll say 9-3 at the most in their losses. They have to lose to Texas, BYU on the road. And I'm going to say late in the year, TCU. I think they can handle Cincinnati and Tulsa and SMU and Arkansas, those first 4 games, handle Iowa State, go undefeated going into October 7th with the Texas Longhorns. Then they get the bye week. If they come off that, if they win the Texas game, there's a good chance they hit 10 wins and turn it around. I got them at 9-3. I just don't see them beating Texas. I don't see them being bad. I see them being good. Are they back to a New Year's Six bowl? It's a big question. I love y'all. Jesus loves you. Put God first. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. And until next time, Ballard Sports Media, checking out. I love you guys. See ya.